Hi Grace, it's Pastor Maddie.
And Pastor Carly.
We are super excited to share this opportunity with y'all. We are going to be hosting a Grace Lenten study over the United Methodist Social Principles, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that in a sec.
As most of you guys know, I was a Micah Corps intern this summer, and before I joined the Micah Corps interns, I already had a heart for justice and just really loved some of the things that the United Methodist Church said about that. But then this summer, I spent lots of time learning about things like the social principles and different things throughout our church that serve in ways of justice. And it just made me really excited about it. And so that is kind of why we are starting this study. It's just something I'm really excited about and want you guys to know more about.
And once I, got to talk with Carly about this heart and passion she has for the social principles and then greater justice in our United Methodist faith, I thought this would be a really great conversation starter for us as a church family to not only learn a little bit more about the social principles, but also see how these social principles are, perhaps informing how we do mercy and justice ministries in our church. So our mission for this Lenten study is twofold. One, it's to educate us on the social principles and see how they connect with our own faith and day-to-day experience. And then secondly, for us to really grow as a church family in naming our mission in action.
So just a little bit about the history of the social principles. In 1908, the United Methodist Church created a social creed to kind of combat what was going on with child labor, working conditions, and labor unions at the time. And right now, the social principles is a living document. It's revised every 4 years. So right now, the social principles that are in use are the ones that were revised in 2016, but we'll be reviewing the revised 2020 versions. And as you may imagine, passing the 2020 version of the social principles was put on hold due to the pandemic, and they should be passed by the fall of 2021. They're also a representation of the United Methodist Church as a whole, so all the countries that are involved in the United Methodist Church, and not just the United States, which we think is really important because we are a global church, and so it's important to see all perspectives.
And another piece to really name about these social principles is they are not seen as church law. Some people like to think, oh great, the United Methodist Church has really clear stances, and so we know exactly what we as individuals need to think. And really, the truth of the social principles is they are meant to be a conversation starter for us in our own faith lives and then in our church families. So while it is not church law, it is a really good opportunity for us to, wrestle and explore these explore the different perspectives of these varying social justice issues and figure out what they might mean in our day-to-day lives.
So one thing I really love about the social principles is that throughout it mentions the scriptures that they use to back some of the ideas that they put in there. So we picked 2 scriptures that they put in the kind of preface and preamble that we thought really encompassed it all very well. So the first one comes from John 13:34 through 35, and it says, "Just as I have loved you, so you also must love each other. This is how everyone will know that you are my disciples, when you love each other." And we thought this was important just because the social principles provide an opportunity for us to love our community well, love our church well, and love our church mission well. And then the other piece of scripture that they mentioned in there that we thought fit really well was Micah 6:8, which says to do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with your God. And we just think this is important because it's a call to justice straight from the Bible for us as Christians, and it's encompassed very well in the social principles.
So with that, we invite you to join us for this 6-week study. We're super excited about it, and we want as many voices at the table as possible. We will be meeting on Wednesdays, beginning on Ash Wednesday, so February 17th. And we have 2 time options. One is at 9 a.m. and then the other is later on at 7 p.m. Both will be online through Zoom, and so we will be sending those details out. We also will have a sign-up sheet that you'll find in the comments. And so if this feels like a really cool way for you to engage with Lent and with your own faith, we really encourage you to sign up with this RSVP sheet, and we'll be sure to send you all of the details. All are welcome. Bring your friends. This is just going to be a really great way to be in conversation with one another. So thank you. We hope to see you then. Bye, Grace.